you feeling here, being a Sporting fan, that Rui Borges is now appointed? You had João Pereira, a tough time. Now you have Rui Borges. How are you feeling, Kevin?
I feel positive. Obviously, the result against Rui Borges' old club, Vitória Sport Clube, it was not positive. It was a very disappointing
4-4.
loss.
What a game that was. Okay, if you're listening for England, US, go watch the highlights of Vitória Sporting.
But I just said it was a loss. It was a 4-4 in the end. It's that sort of mentality just switched straight away with Rui Borges. He came in and he said a very good line, saying that even if the quality's not there, the attitude must be there. And João Pereira seemed very unprepared for the job. I think it was imagine a manager coming in, everything being fine, being on track for an historical season, and he leaves, and you're the man coming up from the reserves, essentially, to take that on. It is not an easy job, and João Pereira was not prepared. I think it was the phrase that I saw, and I think that is true, is that the successor was doomed, and it was a job for the successor of the successor.
Exactly. It's a very hard job to fill in, like Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim, for me, is the greatest manager I've seen in Sporting history, that I've seen, okay? And in the Portuguese league, honestly, I think he's one of the most charismatic, next to José Mourinho. I was like a child when José Mourinho was cooking here in the Portuguese league, winning a Champions League with Porto. So Ruben Amorim was very, very, wow. Look, charismatic, the aura, the decision-making, the spot that Sporting were in, not winning the league 19 years, it was really, really good to see. Sporting fans deserve this moment of success, and they still, look, you look at the Sporting squad, it's one of the best Sporting squads in the history of the club. Let's not get anything wrong here. Martin Huilman, captain. He already knows Portuguese. Great leader. Leads by example. Victor Gyökeres, the player with most goals scored in football. Has that ever happened in the Portuguese league? No. Okay, that's insane for that to happen. So Sporting are in an excellent place in terms of team. So with Rui Borges, a manager that defends in a 4-4-2, plays in a 4-3-3, different from a 3-4-3 from Ruben Amorim. How are you feeling here, Kevin, for this new system and for the new right back that's going to come in after me?
I'm very positive about Rui Borges. He's showed an attitude change. His impact has been immense in that sector. Obviously, tactically, it's not going to be seamless. It's going from 3 at the back to 4 at the back. It's a very different process. But it's something that was necessary, and as long as the players are responding and you see that evolution slowly, I think Sporting fans can only be very optimistic. In the same sort of way that Manchester United fans were looking for those signs, knowing that it will be tough, but seeing little signs of attitude, of even just the gameplay in of itself, little passages of play, looking for those signs to hang on, and then see that there is a way forward. I think those situations are very similar at this stage.
And let's not get things wrong here with Pot didn't play under João Pereira. Okay, so the best player in the Ruben Amorim era, Pot, didn't play under João Pereira. So for us to say that the best Sporting possible could have been played with João Pereira, it would be impossible. Okay, because at his time he didn't have that. But it was enough to see that wouldn't be the decision going forward. And now Rui Borges, with Pot coming back, with Daniel Bragança coming back, with Morita having more games, with a team that's confident from his tactics, with Kenda having assists, 2 assists in 17 minutes, Giovanni Kenda, one of the best wonder kids in the world of football, under 18, Rodrigo Moura, Giovanni Kenda, you have João Simões too, also in the squad. Sporting fans love the time that you're living, because I believe history will come. So Kevin, I'm going to ask you, okay, I'm not going to be putting me on the spot in this podcast for this question, I'll put you instead, which is, who will win the Portuguese league, Kevin?
Sporting fans are not going to like what I'm going to say, but I think Porto is going to win Liga Portugal this season.
Ooh, Porto, bold statement. Is Rodrigo Moura that impactful for Porto to win the Portuguese league, Kevin?
I think Rodrigo Moura is going to be the new João Felix, in the way that a new manager comes in and he's going to be the catalyst offensively to really push their team to the title. I think Rodrigo Moura will go to the very top. I think he's got a higher ceiling than João Felix. Just watching him play, you can see immediately. And that duo, big man, little man duo, as if it's the 90s. Him and Samu, absolutely ridiculous.
I gotta say, the recruitment of André Villas-Boas to have the team how they are right now, I think they're gonna do an excellent January transfer window. That's what Porto fans be excited, and I'm gonna go with Kevin too. I think and I said it in the pre-bet show. Everyone that listens to the pre-bet show, thank you for giving the support here at FC Wonder Kid. I did say Benfica are the favorites, but it was before Rui Borges came and before Rodrigo Mora started to play. So I wanted to excuse myself with that. But
at the end of the day, you can definitely tell Porto was going to be a project that needed time. Exactly. You can't make a switch of Pinto Costa and Sérgio Conceição to Vitor Bruno and André Villas-Boas and expect everything to be seamless. And with such a young squad... Well, that's his impact. But with such a young squad, losing even figures like Pepe... You could tell that it was going to take a little bit of time, but Porto have been going from strength to strength. Sporting are in a bit of turbulence right now, and Benfica seem to have gone the same way.
Yeah, he needs to play more of Andreas Schaldrup. He needs more of a one-on-one winger that's willing to change the game coming from the bench, like we saw from who? David Neres, that we now see at Napoli. Cook, okay, he's playing phenomenal football at Napoli. So, well stated there, well stated, Kevin. And the duo, and I wanted to give special focus to this. Rodrigo Mora is a player that I've watched play football since the age of 14. He's a player I've mentioned him many times here because Rodrigo Mora, just like I say with Ruben Amorim, with Nuno Mendes, is also inevitable, okay? Rodrigo Mora is one of the best talents I've ever seen in academy football, not just in Portugal, ever, okay? Rodrigo Mora is a genius with the ball at his feet. And yes, off ball, he's not the tallest of players. He's not the strongest of players still. But was Messi that? And yes, hate me for this, but Rodrigo Mora is one of the most talented individuals we've seen in academy football in Portugal. So I gotta back him that he can win one day a Champions League. He can win one day a Premier League if he wants to go to the Premier. He can win a La Liga if he wants. The sky's the limit for this player. And the Ballon d'Or, my friend. The Ballon d'Or, my friend. He's got that potential. Lamine Yamal, best 17-year-old in the world of football currently. No doubt. But you got Estevão, you got Kinde, and you got Rodrigo Mora. And my favorite to watch out of these four is Lamine and Rodrigo Mora. Rodrigo Mora, to watch him play, to see the decision-making, to be like, what is going to happen? And you know it's going to be the best calculated risk. For a 17-year-old, that's mad. That's mad to have this decision-making. So I'm hyping him up, yes, to be like the new Bruno Fernandes, the new Bernardo Silva, but Giovanni Kinde and Rodrigo Mora will be in the Portugal squad in the 2026 World Cup. Right, Kevin?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Rodrigo Mora, if he doesn't win a Ballon d'Or, he'll be top 3. 100%. He will finish top 3.
The man's going bold! That's a bold statement. And since we're going hella bold here, I gotta say another player.
For me, it's bold. It's not bold.
Oh, I love it. And I gotta say another statement. There's another Portuguese wonder kid that has to get the praise, which is Martin Fernandes. Okay, Martin Fernandes. I'll go bold here. You went bold now. I have to go bold now. It's something that happens here at FC Wonder Kid, Kevin. That it is, for me, Martin Fernandes is one, I'd say, top 3 under-19 right-backs in the world of football, if not the best under-19 right-back in the world of football, Martin Fernandes. At the age that he is, he's got more than 60 games played for Porto and Porto B, okay, professionally at such a young age. The difference he does, also the decision-making, the explosiveness, the agility he has. Martin Fernandes is a player that is inevitable also for him to be in the Portuguese national team, like we see at Porto, and Martin can play at the left, can play at the right, with more than 60 games played for Porto. That's mad. That's absolutely mad. And if we didn't have Rodrigo Mora exploding, which is fantastic to see, obviously people would talk more about Martin, but trust me, listeners of FC Wonder Kid, Kinde, Rodrigo Mora, Martin Fernandes are 3 players we'll see going to the World Cup in 2026. That's the best phrase.
100%. The top 3 talents, under 21 talents that you have in Portugal right now.
And would you say Gustavo Sá? It all depends on the next club. It all depends on the next club.
But I think he's Premier League bound. I don't think he goes Sporting, Benfica or Porto. I think he's above their reach at the moment.
A player from Famalicão that has already been captain of the team at the age of 19. Okay, this is a great player that you have to know. English fans, US fans, people that are not aware of Gustavo Sá, please understand that yes, he's not talked like Rodrigo Mora currently, but he shows a lot of consistently, and he's played in the Portuguese league now for like 2-3 seasons at the top, and
yes.
and to show development and to stay at the top at Fama, that needs kudos. And since we're going here Portuguese league, I think I did this to you in the past, but it's just to resurface and to have it in better quality. You're looking good, Kevin. Which is a start bench cell with Jonas, Gyökeres e Falcão. Why am I saying this? Because Gyökeres has more goals scored than Falcão for Sporting compared to Falcão with Porto. Gyökeres for Sporting, 78 matches, 73 goals, more than 20 assists, insane. And then you have Falcão, 87 games, 72 goals. So, start bench cell with Jonas Pistolas, Falcão and Gyökeres. What would be your ranking here, Kevin?
Well, we're getting rid of Jonas straight away. The pistol's not working, I'm afraid. Not in comparison with the other two. I am sorry. We're talking this level and then that level.
Yeah, but mad player for Benfica. Okay,
brilliant player, but we're talking about Falcão. Falcão at his peak, he was one of the best players in his position, if not the best player in his position at the time.
At his peak, I agree.
And I think that's what we're seeing with Gyökeres.
Suarez. It's him and Suarez in his peak.
Yeah, but up there. Definitely up there. And we're talking about a player in Liga Portugal. We don't see that every day.
It's true.
Maybe not since Mario Jardel, and even then, very different level of strikers that we're seeing. Number 9.
Which he played for Porto and Sporting, which is funny.
Yeah.
He played for both.
So, it's definitely between Falcão and Gyökeres, and who am I picking between those two? Right now, I'm going Gyökeres. Obviously, I do have my own bias, being a Sporting fan, but I think they are numbers that we simply haven't seen quite at this level for many, many years. Gyökeres, if we ended the season now, he would have been top goal scorer in the league for about 8 seasons in the last 20. It's not normal. True. It is not normal.
Is he the best? No, he's the best player you ever seen at Sporting, right? Gyökeres, Kevin.
Oh, Gyökeres is the best player I've seen at Sporting. I'm quite young. I'm 22 years old, but he's by far a level above.
I'm 26, and for me, he is the best. Bruno Fernandes was also in crazy. Lietzen had that feeling, that aura, that the familiarity. He stayed a long time, but Gyökeres is just built different. He's here to make the difference in history. I like what we're talking.
He's already matched the amount of goals that Lietzen had in the Champions League. Now think of the season that Lietzen had at Sporting. Gyökeres had he's in his second one. Oh, he's in his first one. He's in his first one. It's Europa League last season.
This is his first season in the Champions League.
Think of that. Think of the level raising.
Nah, it's true. Insane. It's true. And man of the match in all those games too. Like when Sporting needed. Okay, not with Arsenal because that was the transition point with Ruben Amorim. But when Sporting needed Gyökeres in those Champions League games, he did appear. So I did it for the Premier League. I might as well do it for the Portuguese League too, because I will be talking about that in the pre-match show. So the best 11 in the Portuguese League until now, I'd put Diogo Costa or Ricardo Velho in goal. Álvaro Carreras, my left back, Diomande, Tomás Araújo, and Martim Fernandes in defense. Then I'd put 4-4-2 with Ruilman, Nico Gonzalez in midfield, Artur Koglu at the left, Francisco Trincão at the right, and my 2 strikers, Samu Amarodion and Victor Gyökeres. Francisco Trincão for me now has to be ahead of Di Maria. I was expecting Di Maria in these big games to show up. I was quite... I don't want to say disappointed, because the fact that a player like Di Maria at this stage of his career is playing for Benfica and he's playing in the Portuguese league, it's excellent for us, okay? It gives exposure. He's one of the best Argentinian players ever, okay? Ever. And he's retired for the Argentine national team, so he doesn't have those long travels. So I understand Di Maria staying this season, okay? But next season, that's where I'm starting to be a bit doubtful if he should or not stay, okay? But Trincão is the best player on that right-hand side in the Portuguese league. And don't forget to comment down below questions, anything that you'd like to ask to Kevin, to us at FC Wonder Kid. We will go bold and answer in the YouTube comment section.